praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Makakadash. Yeah, we are the Hebrew Israelites, and we come out here every week to teach you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans the truth about the Bible. And the truth is that you are the real Israelites on this sign, the 12 tribes of Israel. And we come out here to prophesy the downfall of America, which is called the daughter of Babylon in the Bible.
That great city. Now, and then this week we're going to be talking about Christopher Columbus and other conquistadors. So I have a book right here. It says "You Are Being Lied To," and it's just the disinformation guide to media distortion, historical whitewashes, and cultural myths. And it has a little article right here, Columbus and Western Civilization by Howard Zinn. Now this dude Howard Zinn, he's got a lot of history under his belt, so he studies a lot of history, and he wrote this thing on Christopher Columbus. Now we're going to cover a couple of questions. Well, nobody's going to ask us questions, but we're going to cover a couple of questions that we're going to make to you. So, did Christopher Columbus discover America?
Yeah, because they just celebrated Columbus Day.
Monday?
It was Monday. Earlier this week. And they think that he was an American hero or a great guy, you know, that came over here and set up this land, but he really was a bad guy.
The worst kind of guy.
Yep. And you know that he was a bad guy too, because his own people, they locked him up because for tyranny.
That's bad, huh?
And I want to get the definition for tyranny, and it says government by a ruler or small group of people who have unlimited power over the people in their country or state and use it unfairly or cruelly. And also a situation in which someone or something controls how you are able to live.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question real quick?
Yeah.
Do you believe in the Bible?
Yeah.
Do you believe in the Lord's chosen people? Because if you could take a look at this sign, these people translate to these people right now. So you could be an Israelite. You understand what they?
You know those people, the Jews over there in the land of Israel?
Yeah.
They're Ashkenazi. They're not really Jews.
Those are not the real Jews, because the Son of God, he wasn't a white man. Okay, he was a Negro in the Bible, and it describes what he looked like when he was here on earth.
And there was no letter J until 1632.
That's right. So they weren't calling him Jesus, okay, because there was no letter J. It didn't come out till the 1400s. But do you know who Israel is? Who Jacob is?
Because that's probably you. That's us.
Because Jacob, he had 12 sons, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now those 12 sons, those are 12 nationalities.
12 nations.
And those are these people right here.
So
okay.
The word Mexican means people of the Messiah, and translates to the Hebrew word Mashiachim.
So what's your nationality,
Nicaraguan.
Oh, boom, you're right here.
Okay.
The Nicaragua, then that's in between Guatemala and Panama, right?
Yeah.
So you are from Zebulon.
It's pretty cool.
Because
Hey,
we actually descend from the line of Moses, because Moses he got the promise from the Most High, right? So it went from Moses to Isaac to Jacob, and then Jacob had these 12 sons. So the 12 nationalities that are on earth right now, those are the Lord's chosen people.
And we're not doing too good. We're not doing too good.
Yeah, you know, so all these nationalities, they're like on the bottom right now, you know? They ain't got no power.
No power or no say-so. But those people that are in Israel right now, they have all the power in the world. they're in charge of all the banks, the centralized banks. See, so we don't have no say. But we're the real chosen people, and if we say those are not the real Jews, they have a ADL, Anti-Defamation League, a league of lawyers, to say that's anti-Semitic. But the word Semitic goes back to the line of Shem, and that's most of these people around here. Even the white people, even the white man.
Yeah.
Because we're all from the lines of Noah. We came from Shem, and he had two brothers, Ham and Japheth. Like the brother said, we came from the line of Moses.
Because when each nationality was born, each son, it tells you how they came out, how they were gonna be in the world, and the tribe of Issachar, you know, that's the Mexican, that's us. So it described how we were gonna come out, and that, you know, we're hard workers, you know.
And Issachar and Zebulon, they dwelt together. So out of those brothers, we're like closest to each other. And if you take a look, we live right next to each other because Mexico and these countries, they line up together towards the end.
Yeah.
So, you know.
So yeah, there's a lot of lies about the Bible that we just want to bring out the truth, you know, because
Yeah, let me get a scripture for. This is 2 Corinthians, chapter 2, verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And one of his devices is this lie that Christopher Columbus came over here and he brought civilization.
Yeah.
Because he didn't. He came to rape, murder, rob, and steal, and make us slaves. So that's the devil.
And they say that Christopher Columbus, he was an American hero, right? Like, he came over here and did all these good things, right?
Yeah.
But this land, it was owned already, you know. He didn't discover it; it was already discovered, you know. So when he came over here, he put a lot of people in slavery. He murdered a lot of people. He even raped little kids.
Yeah, he did.
So we just want to bring out the truth on that.
And you can look all this stuff up and then, you know, come to your own conclusion.
If you want to see our recording,
it's Thorn Bon Yasher Allah. It's on YouTube, and then this brother has a page too. Or you can go to the Apostles of GMS. You have a, I think I have one.
Because a lot of people don't know about this truth. You live around there?
Over there. On the other side of the orbit.
That's my YouTube page, and we do lessons.
And again, the GMS too.
And then there's GMS.
Because there's a lot of camps around here who set up like this.
Yeah.
And they teach the truth, you know.
Because we're in the last days.
Yep.
We're in the last days.
So we just want to try.
We just want to wake up our people before it's too late, and then we could tell our Lord, hey, we did what you told us to. So.
Because there's a certain amount of people that need to be waking up before the kingdom of heaven comes. Okay, that's 144,000. Have you heard of that?
Yeah.
So you read about that in Revelation, in the book of Revelation, and I see that's how it starts.
Okay.
That's how it starts. Because I read that and I was like, man, I wonder who those are. Do you ever think about who those people are? It might be you, brother. Hey, it might be you. That's why the Lord brought you here.
Yep. So if you just listen to us, you know, and go and study for yourself too, and you'll see that, you'll find the truth. You know what I mean?
And then hopefully maybe you'll be convinced, and then you can come out here and get more edification, and then maybe one day you could join the camp.
Because what grabbed us was that, you know, the Son of God, you know, because that picture of Jesus, you know, that his straight hair, you know, and blue eyes. Okay, now when his disciples, when they were with him, when they were with the Son of God, they wrote down what he looked like. Okay, now he had woolly hair, and his skin was the color of bronze, and it looked.
You probably read that in Revelation.
Yeah.
So
I heard about that.
And it was as the color of bronze, and as though it burnt in a furnace. Okay, and then also
his hair was white and woolly. You remember?
Yeah.
Like a fro.
And also, you know that he was a Negro too, because the reason why the Negroes, they went in slavery, because they went against the Most High's commandments. Okay? Now, because he told them, you go against my commandments, I'm going to curse you. That's why we're under curses right now.
And part of those curses is living under the devil, the actual devil, who the Bible speaks of. You ever wonder who the beast is in the Revelation?
A little bit. There's a lot
Because we got the scoop on that. We can tell you who the beast is, but you know, one step at a time. I don't want to put too much pressure on you. You know, just think about what we said, and then hopefully.
Yeah. If you want to get my number too, put my number down. My name is Fidel. And what's your name?
Dan.
Dan. Okay. 572-077. Okay, yeah, just if you want to text me with
And you can ask any questions on that YouTube channel. And we're out here every Friday.
Every Friday?
Yep, every Friday, same time right now. About 6 o'clock to about 8:30, something like that. Because this is the way to get saved right here. Because the Lord, He told His chosen people to go out and prophesy on the highways and the byways. Yeah. That means to go out in the streets and
Agora, this is the best place because that's the center of the town, right?
Yeah.
And you were going to a shindig, right?
We're going that way too.
See, so a lot of people are going to be over there and coming back. But you know, let me just read this so we can, because we told you that his head, and this is Revelation 1:14. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire. So his hair was white like wool. Also, with the context of wool, it's kind of fluffy. And our hair, you know, if I take a shower, the water beats down off it. Yeah. So that's one thing, and then it goes on to say,
because we all have different qualities of hair.
Yeah.
You got some people got stringy hair, but that woolly hair, that's the best quality. You know, it's like a sheep.
And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters. So he was basically a dark-skinned man, which you call a Negro. And you know how we're loud? We're all loud. Yeah. We're people be looking at us and they're like, man, can you please be quiet? But that's just how we are. So when Yahushua was, and that's his name by the way, the real names of the Lord are Yahweh is the Father's name, which means He exists, and Yahushua is the Son of the Most High, which people call Jesus Christ. So, you know, you might want to think about, because they told you His name was Jesus, right?
Yeah. And He came from the line of Judah.
And then look, this is in 1611. Can you read what that says?
Where?
Right here.
Ion?
Ion, there you go. But that's John. Yeah. See, the I is supposed to be the letter Y.
There was no letter J's back then, so how are you supposed to say Jesus?
Yeah. And this is the 1611.
And it also tells you in Ecclesiastes, I think, at the top of the chapter, it says that anything uttered in another different language than Hebrew has no power.
Yeah. So when you pray, remember those names, Yahweh and Yahweh Shai.
That's the real name. He's gonna hear you.
He's gonna answer your prayers, brother. Because the one thing you should be praying for is to be saved. And I don't know what you did last night or if you prayed last night, but you know, you came because man's goings are of the Lord, and that's in Proverbs 20 and 24. So we know that everything that we do is based on what the Lord wants us to do.
The Lord, He set up laws, statutes, and commandments for us to follow. But this world, it goes against every law, statute, and commandment, right? Okay. So that lets you know who's in rulership of this world. You know, the devil, the wickedness. You know, they're in rulership. Okay. And a lot of people, they don't know about sin. You know, like, okay, if I ask you how many commandments are in the Bible, what would you say? How many? Would you say 10?
He's got a good answer.
It's probably more than that.
Yeah, he's got a good answer. That's good.
People think there's only 10, right? Because, you know, the 10 commandments. But there's actually 613 commandments, okay, that we have to go by.
Yeah, I was like, I knew it was going to be more than that.
And it's hard to keep them because we're in a place where they want you to sin. Because I don't know if you know about Bruce Jenner. He used to be an Olympic hero back in the day, and then he turned himself into a woman. Yeah. And that's against the law.
Homosexuality is against the law, you know, and that's the biggest thing here in America.
Oh man, because yeah,
You
they'll
could get married, you know, to be whatever you want to be.
Yeah.
and they have an agenda against us, against you. They have this thing called LGBTQTP, and now they put the P at the end, which means pansexual, which means that they can basically have sex with the child, which means they could be pedophiles. And I didn't know, and I don't know if anybody told you, but in France, they lowered the age of consent down to 11.
So, you know, this world is wicked, you know.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Did you know that eating pork is a sin?
Yeah.
So you don't eat pork?
Not
You
often.
try not to? Oh.
Try not to.
Hey man, well let me get this for you. This is Proverbs 20 and 24. Man's goings are of the Lord. You can see how it says Lord in all caps? That translates to the word Yahweh. But since they're both, you can't give all praises to Yahweh, you got to give to the Son. He said Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, which means Yahweh in the name of his Son Yahweh Shai, which means he delivered.
Because what they did was they took out the real name and put the Lord right there. So every time you see the Lord, that's supposed to be his name.
And
But
you'll
they
see it
took it out.
in 3 different versions. Lowercase L, lowercase rest letters, and capital L, and then lowercase letters. So this is talking about the Father and the Son, and then sometimes it's talking about a man that has a position in the Lord. So man's goings are of the Lord, Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. How can a man then understand his own way? So how do we understand our own way? There's a point in time where we have to say, am I in control? And what the brother is going into is we belong to the one that created everything. So that means we're a princely people, and if you want to get a reward, all you have to do is follow the laws. And since you're already doing it, think how easy it would be just to transfer and just watch some videos, and maybe tonight the Lord will bless you and be like, hey man, these are your brothers right here, which really are your brothers. And then you can start learning and start calling those brothers, ask for edification, and then you'll see. Do you go to church?
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay, so now,
No.
so if you go to church, ask your pastor, hey, who are these elect?
Who are the
100
Israelites?
Yeah, who are the Israelites? Who are the 144 that this Bible is talking about?
Yeah.
Because Israel in Hebrew, that means prince of the power. And because all these nationalities, they're princes, and they're gonna rule this earth one day.
So you might be reading with us.
Because the Lord, he's gonna choose out of these people only a very select out of these people.
And he chose you, Jay. You can't say anything else, but he chose you to come here to be part of the Zebulon crew.
But also, he's going to destroy these people. He's going to destroy 2/3 of all these people, because they're not going to come back and listen to his word.
And one way you can tell by they won't listen is because they don't do what you do. You are being patient and calm. You're like a serpent and gentle like a dove. So these people that call themselves these things are going to get destroyed. But if these people get a chance to realize that they're these people and call themselves by this people and pray to the Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, man, you're going to get many blessings, man.
Because our nationalities, they got changed over a period of time.
Yeah.
So back in the ancient world, they were actually called these. But over a long period of time, they said, we'll change the Israelites, the Canaanites, the Jebulites. All those, the names at the end, they sound the same.
Yeah.
But they changed it to Mexicans, Cubans, Puerto Ricans. At the end, it sounds the same, right?
But all of that has a lot of explanation, and there is answers to all your questions. There's answers to all your questions here because we got the answers. If you go talk to your pastor, he won't be able to explain. But like I'm pretty sure they use John 3 and 16. But that word that they use in world, for he so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son. How you doing, brother? He gave his only begotten son to save the world, right?
Because John 3:16 says, for God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son. For God so loved the world. But when you go into that word world in the Hebrew, because it translates all those words translate to the Hebrew. And then when it translates to the Hebrew, then it means something else.
Look at this is John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. Now that word world, if you want to get it, is cosmos. But the word in the Greek for everybody and all inclusive in the world is ha oikomen.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of examples of that. So they're using a word that means us, the perfect government, because if you take a look at this government right here, this government is not in good order. And that we're gonna get the definition for it. Because this is how we do it. We go because I'm pretty sure everybody goes to church and then the pastor reads and then nobody asks questions.
Yeah.
And nobody asks questions. Well, we got the Compact Bible Dictionary, which has a good source of answers, and this brother's going into the Blue Letter Bible. Show him that app. So
It has definitions. This is definitions for each word.
So you could do this at home. You don't have to take my word for it, and I hope you don't. I hope you do research it.
Okay, now it says the world, which is Psalms 2, 8, 9. Now right there it says cosmos. That's cosmos in the, is that the Greek?
In the Greek point, the point.
It's in the Greek. Here it says, it's going to be definition, an apt and harmonious arrangement or constitution.
Government.
Order, ornament, decoration, adornment, the arrangement of the stars, the heavenly host.
Because you know what lives in outer space is angels, right? So that's talking about us, because we're the stars in his eye. We're angels.
This is what it means right here. Harmonious arrangement or constitution order. So it's talking about a group of people. And it's a group.
Yeah.
Okay, you know, it says like the arrangement of the stars, that's like a group. So we're talking about an arrangement. So when they say, for God so loved the world, he's saying, for God so loved the arrangement, the group of people that he set up.
Yeah.
You know? Also, have you heard of the etymology? You see, now that's the root word. It's even going back further. Okay.
And there's a precept there's scriptures in the Bible to back each other up.
Yeah.
So we're giving you John 3:16, and I have the one in Isaiah 9 and 6 that backs that one up to explain, just to let you know how we do things. Because you can go ask your pastor and he'll be like, where did these guys get it? You'll want to come talk to us and be like, hey, teach me. And I'm not even bragging or boasting.
Read it right here. To take up or carry away in order, to take for and preserve. Now that's what it's talking about, in order.
And that's where you get the root meaning of every word.
Yeah.
This is the root word. This is okay, like if today is the word for world. Okay, now the first time that the word came out, world,
Yeah.
it didn't mean world.
Yeah.
Okay, it meant something else. So now we're gonna put the Greek word cosmos, because it is in Greek. The word for world in Greek is cosmos. Is it with a K?
Yeah. Just to show you how things change. It'll tell you it means adaptive harmonious government. And then I'll get the scripture, and because I know you're busy, and then you just go in and think about what we said.
It's gonna be C.
Yes. See, cosmos too.
orderly arrangement, okay? And that's talking about the Most High. He gathered these nations and
Made them in a perfect
He
government.
made them separate among other nations, okay?
Because what's order? Order is good, a good system of doing things. And that's what the nation of Israel did.
See, like this is but especially to order and arrange troops for battle. Set a time. That's that group.
That's 144.
But you gotta try to look for these words. Because they'll try to throw you off too.
Say he loved the whole world, which
Right.
means just the Israelites.
Yeah.
But that's basically what that word means.
And then now I'm gonna get you Isaiah 9 and 6. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder. And his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Now that order or that government is not the Roman Empire and it's not America, because America's going crazy. You can see that it's crazy. There's no order here. So that perfect order is just harmonious people. And you can tell that our people are harmonious because we're always laughing, we're always joking. We're always having fun with each other, even though we're at work, we're working. So, you know, and that was just John 3:16.
Yeah.
See?
Alright, gotta get
All right. Shalom. That's how you say peace. Don't forget to watch those videos, brother. What's up, brother?
Hola, ¿cómo están?
Bien, bien. So you see how that went down? That was edification right there. That was
That was a sincere brother right there.
and hopefully, you know, we're gonna pray about this, and hopefully that brother will go check out our videos and then talk to this brother, and then we can give him more edification, and then he'll be joining us in the camp. Because why? If we're doing business for Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, there has to be some sort of fruit. There has to be some sort of substance that we can give him. Because the sword tells us to make our bodies as a living sacrifice. So that's another soul that can go and preach the truth. And see, so now we're going to go back on the topic of Christopher Columbus. You see how that works? Oh man, you see how that works? And let me tell you, Christians, something, silly Christians. We're not racist. We're not racist. We would have talked to any other white person that passed by, because I seen a white person that looked at it and was interested, but we were dealing with this brother.
They could have stopped and listened and waited,
Yeah.
you know, stopped and
Because
listened.
now it's upon them. They're like, see, that brother stopped after I asked him a question. And let me tell you something, man. You don't know how the Spirit works, you Gentiles, you Christians. How many times have you seen me when I'm making these videos, making myself a living sacrifice? I'll look at people, and you can see by looking at me that I'm looking at them and making contact with them. Well, I made contact with that brother ever since he came down here, and I knew that I could ask him a question because he seemed peaceable. So I asked him a question. It turned out that he was from the tribe of Zebulon. And not everybody that passes by is gonna want to talk about the Bible, because not everybody, you know, has a relationship with the Bible. How you doing? But that one brother that stopped by, and maybe got convinced, maybe he got sealed. Who knows, man? Maybe we just sealed another one of the elect.
Because he had a thought of curiosity when he walked by, you know?
And he knew about the 144.
You know?
And we would definitely, and you've seen us edify white people, man. But what do they say? No, that's racist. That dude on the wheelchair. And then that one army guy.
Yeah, so talking about Christopher Columbus, I was getting a definition on tyranny because that's what this guy was. You know, he got locked up for tyranny. So it says, government by a ruler or small group of people who have unlimited power over the people in their country or state and use it unfairly or cruelly. It says a situation in which someone or something controls how you are able to live in an unfair way. So this man, Christopher Columbus, he was unfair. You know?
He was a loud example of the down loud.
Yeah. This man, Christopher Columbus, was unfair when he came over here. Okay?
So, since the brother said that, I'm going to read a little bit about this. All right. And I'm going to start right here. And so, how must I tell the story of Columbus? I concluded I must see him through the eyes of the people who were here when he arrived. The people he called Indians because he thought he was in Asia. And that's a goddamn lie. He knew he was coming to Arsarit.
Because that word for Indian means savage.
Yeah, we weren't savage.
Yeah.
If we were savage, when he would have got off that boat, we would have lit his ass up.
He says we were over here not living the right way.
And then right here, he has letters. We have letters of Christopher Columbus of what he really thinks about you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans.
That's right. You know.
And so I'm gonna continue. Well, they left no memoirs, no histories. Their culture was an oral culture, not a written one. Hey, but we were living story to story because our grandparents would tell us stories, and we would tell our children's stories, and their children would tell their children's stories. That's called oral history. Besides, they hadn't been wiped out in a few decades after Columbus's arrival, so I was compelled to turn to the next best thing. The Spaniards who were on the scene at the time, first Columbus himself, he had kept a journal